guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side girl, and today we're going to be doing my November TBR. So as you can see, bookshelves are in transition. All the Halloween decor is put away. I have no idea what I'm doing for Christmas. You'll just have to stay tuned to see. So for November, I'm going to be going back into finishing up some series, working on my original list that I started at the beginning of the year, but also trying to wrap up some new ones that I started this year, because at the end of the month, I'm going to be adding them to my list. So anything I started this year and I liked enough to finish that I didn't finish will be going on the list. So I don't want to undo all the progress that I've made. So I'm going to be finishing up a bunch of series for the next three and a half weeks before I dive pretty much fully into like Christmas, holiday, winter reads. I have a couple Christmassy reads on my unfinished series list, so that'll be helpful. I'm not entirely sure what order I'm going to go in, but I just want to talk about some of the ones that I want to get to the most. So I have about 10 books, I think, that have 2 or less books left in the series. So I'm going to try and stick more with those. So today I actually started NIL Unlocked, part of the NIL series. So I read this a couple years ago for Hike-a-thon, and I was told that these were all kind of companion novels, but as per usual, what I found with companion novels is that you still should read them in order, because this still takes place after the first book, and all the details from the first book and all the information about learning the world and everything is in there, and so you won't really understand what's happening if you dive into this one, even though you're following different characters. So it's still very much a series. So this world, basically, there is like these vortexes that will randomly like take kids onto this island, and they show up there and they're like naked and they don't know what happened, and then they have to try and survive, and they have a year from the moment they get there to either find a way out or survive, and if they don't, then they die, I think, on the year mark. So it's like this mysterious island, almost portal type place, and I really enjoyed the first book. It's a very solid survival read that was like interesting and fun and action packed and not too much on the characters. Sometimes the survival reads focus too much on the past lives of the characters, and I want like a true survival situation. So this one picks up right where the last book left off. We are following different characters, but you're getting thrown right back in, and the premise of this one I am really loving. I've already got 50 pages into it. I have to physically read this one and the next one because there aren't any audiobooks for them, but I'm really excited to get into them and hopefully wrap this series up this year. Okay, one I've been putting off, Aurora Burning and Aurora's End. So I read Aurora Rising. I've read it twice now. I love Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Illuminae is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I didn't love Aurora Rising as much as I wanted to. I think I may have even read this one. Remember nothing about it. So I'm hoping that I love these as much, maybe not as much as I loved Illuminae, but and as much as I normally love a good sci-fi read. They're solid space sci-fi books. I don't really want to go into the full descriptions because it's kind of a lot, so just look them up, but they're spacey sci-fi reads with a ragtag team of characters. There's romance, there's action, there's fun. They're very long though. I think these last 2 are like 15 or 16 hour audiobooks. I will be doing the audiobooks because they're full cast, so hoping to wrap this series up as well. For the love of God, I need to finish this series. I need to at least finish this book. I hope to also finish A Court of Frost and Starlight and the next book in the series. I really enjoyed the first 2. They're just very, very long, and they take a long time to get through. I feel like these are not ones that fly. The first book I did not enjoy the narrator for, so I had physically read it and then I had listened to it, and it took so long. And then I physically read the second one, and then I found out that this one has a different narrator. I think they all have different narrators for the first 3. I think she's a good narrator, so I'm going to do the audiobook for this, but again, it's like 25 hours. It's shorter looking than the second one, so I thought it was shorter, but it's not really. I'm excited to finish. I want to get a lot of books in by the end of the year, but this is going to be done pretty soon. Okay, so I'm going to reread The Water Mirror. This is a middle grade fantasy book. It's darker. I was kind of wanting to get to spooky season, but I didn't. I really enjoyed it. It's got mermaids in here. There are 2 orphan girls that get sent to different places and they learn about magic in different ways. This is a magical city. Police ride around on stone lions. Mermaids pull the boats through Venice, and it's really, really awesome. And I want to at least read the second and hopefully the third book. I know I can find the audio for the second book, and I have the audio for this one. I physically read it the first time and really loved it. And they're very short, so I think I can at least get to the first 2. I think the fourth one is out, but it's still in German because he is a German author. Then I want to get to Midnight Beauties by Megan Shepherd. So this is a new series that I started this year. This is a duology. The first book is basically there are these beastie creatures that this witch has created, and their animals kind of come to life with personalities, and they're kind of learning how to get out of this. And I believe a murder happens in the first book, and they're kind of trying to solve the murder, and they're very like young and naive because they are new to the world, and it just got this really cool magic system. The ending to the last book was very good and really left me wanting to read this one. So it's just a duology, so I do want to wrap this one up as well. Okay, that's just a little taste of some things that I want to get to sometime soon. One more thing I want to get to that is not an unfinished series technically is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I have it somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is in this madhouse, so we'll do this for now. This is a new book by Stephanie Garber, newish, came out last year I think, and this is set in the world of Caraval but following different characters. I do believe there's a tiny bit of crossover, but it's its complete own new either trilogy or series. I've heard amazing things. I have a couple friends that are really wanting to know my thoughts on it, and I would like to get to this one and maybe book 2 by the end of the year, but definitely this one. I think I'm actually starting it next week. Very excited. Sometimes I put off books that I'm the most excited for, so I really want to get to this one very soon. I will be doing the audio because Rebecca Solar narrates it. She's one of my favorites of all time. And yeah, I can't wait. Okay, you guys, so that is it for the first part of November. I will probably start reading holiday books right around Thanksgiving. Stay tuned for a Jingle Bellathon announcement coming very soon. My holiday Christmassy themed readathon. Let me know what you're reading in November down below in the comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Brightside Girl for more bookish and non-bookish content. And it will be very festive and fun here very soon. So I'll see you guys next time on The Bright Side.